Hey guys, there are various factors that can lead to the suspension of your bank account, potentially causing financial complications. When your bank account undergoes a lock or freeze, it restricts your ability to perform essential financial actions such as withdrawing funds, initiating transfers, or managing your account. This temporary freeze obstructs access to your funds and might even prevent the use of your debit card if the affected account is a checking account. While the protocols for placing a freeze on a bank account may differ among financial institutions, several circumstances can trigger such an action. Among the most prevalent causes are engagement in unlawful activities, the issuance of a court decisions due to unsettled debts or taxes, administrative errors, or suspicion by the bank of unauthorized access by malicious actors to your personal data. But before this video, guys, please like this video and subscribe to my channel as it keeps me motivated to create these videos for you guys. Now, here are 7 reasons your bank account is locked. The first one is illegal activities. When a financial institution is concerned about the customer's involvement in illicit undertakings such as money laundering, financing of terrorism, or evading tax obligations, it has the authority to suspend the account in question for the duration of a thorough investigation. In accordance with federal regulations, banks bear the responsibility of collaborating with government entities to prevent and uncover criminal operations. Transactions that arouse suspicion, such as frequent deposits exceeding $10,000 or rapid movement of substantial sum between accounts, are liable to trigger an account lockdown. The account remains inaccessible until the bank and potentially even law enforcement agencies are content with the transparency of the account's activities and its sources of funding. The primary objective behind this practice is to ensure the financial system's integrity and protect it from being exploited by unlawful activities. The temporary account suspension allows for a meticulous investigation during which any potential irregularities can be scrutinized. Second one is bounced checks. Engaging in the practice of issuing insufficiently funded checks can lead to the possibility of your bank account being subjected to a lock. While the accidental occurrence of bouncing 1 or 2 checks due to miscalculated deposit timings might not immediately trigger a frozen account, it's important to recognize that the fee, which can range up to $35 per check based on the bank's policies, is usually imposed for each check that is returned due to insufficient funds. The line between a mere mistake and fraudulent intent becomes clear in cases where a person knowingly and repeatedly issues checks without having the necessary funds to cover them, or attempts to cash personal checks while fully aware of the lack of available funds. Such actions are considered instances of fraud. In response, the bank retains the authority to freeze the account temporarily, allowing for a thorough investigation. In more severe instances where a consistent pattern of fraudulent behavior is detected, the bank might choose to take more drastic measures. This can include the complete closure of the account. Additionally, the bank may decide, in accordance with the laws of your state, to report the suspicious account activity to law enforcement. The third one is a security freeze. Should the bank detect an unusual surge in activity or a substantial transaction originating from a different state, it might trigger a precautionary measure, a security freeze. This mechanism is designed to hinder cybercriminals from siphoning off funds from your account before you become aware of the breach and report it. Although this approach proves invaluable when you are indeed a victim of identity theft, it can quickly become inconvenient in situations where you have recently logged in from a different location and neglected to inform your bank beforehand. This preventive action could inadvertently flag your account or even lead to its temporary lockdown. To mitigate such scenarios, it's advisable to proactively communicate with your bank if you are planning to travel or make significant purchases. The fourth one is taxes. Under specific circumstances, governmental authorities possess the authority to instruct your bank to lock your account. This commonly occurs when you encounter situations such as failure to fulfill tax obligations. The Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, retains the capability to issue a tax demand against an individual. This legal measure involves the seizure of your assets as collateral to ensure settlement of a debt. While this step is taken as a last resort, typically after multiple communication attempts, it could result in property seizure, including the potential locking of your bank account to address outstanding tax dues. The scope of property that the IRS can impose encompasses assets under your ownership, even if they are held by third parties. This includes bank accounts, retirement accounts, wages, rental income, and even the cash value of your life insurance. Moreover, tangible assets such as vehicles, boats, or real estate property can also be seized and subsequently sold by the IRS to settle outstanding liabilities. The fifth one is student loans. A similar scenario arises in the context of student loans. Should you find yourself in default on student loans managed by the Department of Education, which encompasses loans like direct loans and federal parents loans, the Department of Education retains the authority to compel your employer to withhold a portion of your disposable income up to 15% without necessitating legal action. Furthermore, the Department of Education holds the prerogative to petition the Treasury Department to deduct funds from your federal and state income tax refunds, Social Security disbursements, including disability benefits, and other federal payments you might receive. The sixth one is unpaid debt. A single instance of late bill payment is unlikely to trigger a frozen bank account, although it could potentially cast a negative impact on your credit score. Nevertheless, a more intricate scenario unfolds if you find yourself facing a court judgment imposed by debt collectors due to an unpaid auto loan, mortgage, or personal loan. In such cases, your creditors might possess the capability to enact a freeze on your bank account. Upon receiving a court-issued directive to freeze your account, the bank is obligated to inform you, although they usually implement the freeze prior to notifying you about it. Once the account has been freezed, any pending automatic payments or uncashed checks might be declined by your bank, thereby generating insufficient funds charges, even if the funds are present within the locked account. The seventh one is child or spousal support. In instances where there are any outstanding child or spousal support payments, the possibility of a bank account freeze stays until the overdue sum has been fully settled. The particulars of this situation, including the magnitude of the sum and the duration of the freeze, differ from one state to another. For instance, in the context of the Florida Child Support Program, should the past due support surpass the $600 mark, the program is authorized to recover the unpaid amount from a bank account. On the other hand, in New York State, the child support program holds the capacity to initiate a freeze on an account if the amount in question exceeds $300 and has accumulated over a span of 2 months or more. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Guys, has your bank account ever been locked? Leave your comments down below. So guys, if you like this video, please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as it keeps me motivated to create these videos for you guys. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.